Here we go. Oh, hi, welcome. Oh, hello, friends. Hi, friends. Yay. Thanks so much for being here today. Awesome. Welcome. Hey, good to see. It's good to see some of you. Good to see all of you, but good to see some new faces that have said they might come, and I'm glad to see you have made it. Um, Welcome to Zenful Conversations. My name is Zenjan Brown, and I'm your host. I want to thank you all for coming together in community, for sharing the energy of love, and for celebrating together. A reminder that we are recording for podcasts, so please keep that in mind as we have our conversation today. Before we welcome our guest, I just want to take a couple breaths together. So, if you would please close your eyes or soften your gaze, just so we can settle into our body. So, feel into your body, adjust the body, allow yourself to feel comfortable in your seat, and then let your body soften. Let the body soften, the breath soften, the mind soften. And then just perhaps notice some space inside your body and just breathe into that space for a few breaths. Relax your jaw. Maybe allow another breath to be a little bit deeper. And then gently open your eyes. So, thank you again for being here today. And our guest today is a friend of ours, a delightful guest to have with us, and a wonderful human that is celebrating her 70th birthday and her new book. We have poet Lisa Breger with us. Lisa, welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Lisa is an award-winning poet, an educator, and canine massage therapist. She teaches poetry as a spiritual practice in many settings across the country. She's also the founder of the Wayland Poetry Garden, a community arts project funded by the Wayland Cultural Council. She has won many awards, including the Rollier Poetry Prize. Hope I got that right. The Thomas Merton Award for Poetry of the Sacred, and was runner-up for the Ruth Stone Poetry Prize. We're here today to talk about her new collection, Ways I've Known Water. I cannot get over how much this title does to me. And the books describe like how can we stay open to the vibrancy of life and hold both joy and sorrow, the darkness and light that mark our days, and how we carry forth in our difficult world. Um, so yeah, Lisa, welcome. Happy birthday. Congratulations on your book. Thank you for joining in Circle here today with us.
Thank you, Zenjen. Thank you, friends. So happy to see so many of you. Um, so, yeah, uh, in full transparency, my birthday has come and gone. Um, but I've selected a new arbitrary date of January 22nd with which to celebrate. But that's also come and gone. So I'm an old timer now at being 70, and it feels really good. So I thought I would start um, with a poem that is kind of about my beginnings as a poet. I thought I would take you through who I am and my poetry practice through poems rather than yammering on about trying to make sense of my life. So this first one is not from the book. Um, I won't say I'm sick of the book, but I thought I'd read a few different things. So my first memory of falling in love with poetry had to do with the sound sense of language. And I'm going to read a poem about how I stumbled into that. And this one's called Playing with Fire. It's a memory of when I was maybe 7 years old, playing with fire. I saw an opening, a chance to tiptoe into the lair of my older brother's den. Look at his stuff, inhaler and baseball cards by the bedside, dirty socks on the floor, his left-handed glove. On top of his bookshelf, a Webster's unabridged, a Ted Williams signature baseball. Then a few shelves down among sports paraphernalia and science books, something caught my eye. The blue hardcover with gold lettering. Shakespeare. I stole it. I could have opened to any page, A Midsummer's Night Dream, Hamlet, King Lear. Maybe not opened the book at all, too afraid to be caught. And what statistical impossibility occurred to land on summer sonnet number 29, when, in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I alone beweep my outcast state. Words I was too young to understand, but a music that ignited in me a love so deep and daring that I never put the book back on his shelf. I never stopped singing, no matter how dangerous the song. So I I write mainly by ear, meaning I have to hear my poems. I have to work out the music of the language for the poem to find its form on the page. And I think for me, many poems start with a little play of language in my mind, a little dit 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 that I can't sort of get out of my head until I work it out. And sometimes I find that, sometimes I find that the poem works in me while I'm doing something else. I could be totally stuck and, like, oh, I'm going to get that ending. I'm going to get that ending. And then I go to bed and I wake up and poof, you know, there it is. So it's a practice I've done my whole life. And I'm going to read another about sort of what I sort of find in the process of writing. And it also speaks to, I think, my intention. Um, so it's called Something I Make Happens. So let it be happiness. When the door to the heart's slammed shut, Let it be a key to open the garden gates to an abundance of beauty. Let it feed many hungry people, not just me, not just my people, but the rat that ran over the cottage steps, the startled dog. Let me be better than I am, even when nothing happens. Not every seed flowers, not every peach ripens. Let me know nothing is wasted, not this desire or this jagged rock I carry, small weight of the world. And I think for me, thank you, poems are like rooms that you furnish, and they can carry whatever you're carrying, like a big pot. You know, you can put in the car accident and the divorce and the new baby and the promotion at work or the job loss. You could put it all in, all your fear, all your anxiety, all that's going on in the world. There's room for it in the poem. And for me, it's been this companion that I don't have to carry all this by myself. I have the poem that can help me figure out what it is I'm carrying, or what, Frost says is, a small stay from confusion, or whatever that wonderful quote is that I love. And it not only, sort of works to hold all those things, but in the act of doing, I find it transforms me somehow from what I'm grappling with. Um, so this next poem is from the book. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. That doesn't seem to be going away, but I can't complain. It's only been a week. This one's called The Work. Excuse me. And you know what work I'm talking about. I'm talking about this work. The work. The patience to listen for words that take their time, maturing from whines, groans, whispers to a finer wisdom that can be shared like bread, broken and gifted. The stamina to sit with the difficult, the runaway, the wounded and anxious, to not only look but intimately sequence the heartbeats, the marrow of the matter. But how easily to drift from the source, pulled by the current of Tuesday's to-do list, to get milk, call the plumber, answer email. Is it so important, more so, say, than the altar, the everyday invitations outside the window, the owl in the evergreen peak, or robins eating winter berries? Why drink from an empty cup? The thirst is for the gardener's work, to kneel as one does before the Word being the world, the dark earth and all that shines, notes of wild onion in the air, the spring-fed, the mountain knowledge, old wisdom of oaks, fluttering feet of the field mouse in the office wall, the disrepair of silence in which everything sings.
Wow. Would you, or could you talk a little bit more about the work?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, what do you want everybody to know about it, about the
Does,
work?
does somebody have a question um, about it?
I think everybody here is involved in it on some level. Um, and it's obviously a very important subject right now. Let me just ask Judith Valente, what do you got to say about that?
Judith will know.
That's my teacher. What are you talking about?
Say,
Um,
Judy. Hi.
no, well, when I hear Elise's poems, I think, these are what poems should be. They're very rooted in the concrete world. She's using the stuff of everyday life, the soil of everyday life. And this poem is a wonderful example of that. I mean, there's so many references in here to daily life and images, but then she makes it a whole. She ties it all together somehow, the silent singing. She begins with listening, eh? And the poem ends with silence singing. So you see that, you see how she's um, made that into a beautiful container for her thoughts on the work of writing. And Lisa has another one in here. I need a poem. That's another beautiful example of what she does so well.
Thank you, Judith.
Yeah, I just read that I need a poem the other day in one of the yoga classes. Yeah, thank you, Judith. Does anybody else have any comments on that?
I have one thing to say is that your poems are brought to life the way you read. I read your poems, but to hear you read them, there's a cadence and a voice and a way of expressing it that just makes that poem shine. It shimmers. And I don't know how, I have to practice doing that. But it's just, it brings a lot of meaning to me as you read them. And I enjoy that. I enjoy being with you.
You do that quite well yourself, Patty
Oh,
Joy.
thank you. Thank you. Oh,
Does anybody else have any comments or questions that they'd like to ask or share? Okay, Lisa.
Okay, so the work. Uh, so that business of, the patience for listening, for for taking your time and the stamina to sit with the difficult. Um, that's, as I'm writing these days, that's really speaks to me about the task because things have been difficult and um, it's kind of hard to sit with it. And, if you add on top of everything that's going on globally, if you add your own little set of personal challenges, it seems or it feels to me right now like I don't want to be at my desk.
that's right.
I want to go shopping. I want to, I want to move away from my core. And I, it's that how easy to drift from the source. It's easy to drift when, things are difficult, I'm finding. Um, and I'm finding that, small, mundane little difficulties are more frustrating than normal. And I wrote a poem about that. I think I'd like to read. And it's called How to Cope with Unforeseen Trouble. People that come to my workshops will recognize how I like to work in those didactic or how-to poems because they're kind of fun. And this one is called How to Cope with Unforeseen Trouble. What's the worst thing? Can you name it? Loss, sickness, death? Invite it in as surely it knocks on your door. Show it around the house, the living room where the family portrait hangs, and don't be afraid at trouble's hands fingering the frame. Follow her to your study. She's hacked your computer, opens documents the way a surgeon makes passage to the upper chambers of the heart. Don't flinch, or the knife will slip. Breathe. Breathe in your one allotment of breath and give it back. This will calm unforeseen trouble so she won't call for reinforcements. Offer a sandwich and a peach. Trouble likes to eat. Don't expect gratitude for the hospitality. Don't try to avoid her. She'll return. Besides, you know her well enough to know this isn't the worst thing. Not the shed repairman who jacked up your tired old shed on hydraulics and left for a season. Not the spot on the lung or the night call or simply another dead battery. Groceries fall from the ripped bag. Milk spills and your new shirt shrinks. Don't curse or cry, why me? This gives trouble more reasons. Instead, open your fists, wave and smile, and pick up that fallen feather from the hawk's wings. Let it be an altar, an omen, a belief. A message arrives on the wings of the unforeseen. My Buddhist teacher tries to impress upon me that these obstacles are opportunities to learn and practice. So we have a lot of opportunities.
It is easier, I think, to notice the challenges, but I definitely do see a lot of people taking advantage of the opportunities and sharing love, especially, well, the monks, the walk
Oh,
for peace.
mhm.
Um, and I think there's quite a few examples, maybe not to that magnitude, but quite a few examples of people rising to the occasion.
Yeah, I love the monks. Um I'm finding them really inspiring right now. Uh, their walk is, you know, riddled with obstacles, and they don't call them obstacles. They say these are not obstacles. This is the path. And that's so instructive. I mean, they've fallen sick, their dog needed surgery, they've been heckled, they've walked through the ice and the snow and the freezing temperatures. It's the path. So, very instructive. One thing one of my challenges lately is some of you know my dear Macy May passed in November, and I think I started this poem in one of Judith's workshops, and I think I was blubbering and just trying to get it all down there. But this is one of the, uh, as I'm writing these days, I keep coming back to a certain amount of grief that I'm carrying that is a bit unavoidable. But I'll just read this one in honor of beloved Macy May, those of you who knew her. When I walk in darkness at 4 a.m., I become one with the owl calling from a nearby tree or neighbor's eaves, our way lit by the brilliance of stars, where one day this old dog who walks beside me will walk alone as light in night sky, as cloud in daylight or shadow of naked branches quivering through a winter window. No snow this year without her, balled to fur and paws. The coyotes call from beyond the lake. It was a good run, old girl. A good run indeed. And now we keep all of your favorite things. Still, still gets to me, but yeah. Then Jen's a dog lover. She's got her two beautiful poodles.
Oh, girl, my spirit animal was my I had Lamb Chop. Lamb Chop was my baby who passed in December
Hmm.
2022. And I'll tell you, I mean, it's still you can't go there to some of these places. People are dogs, whatever. Doesn't matter. The grief is there. Share love of your life. Lamb
Mm-hmm.
Chop was the love of my life. I didn't just love him; I was in love with him. But anyway, I had mourned that dog. It was like nearly 2 years, and I'm still was very, very. It hit at me hard. You know what I mean? It was not unexpected, and he lived. He did a good run too. And Steve, well, for my 60th birthday, got me another little white poodle. It's the same, looks very similar. And I was so surprised how how it helped fill the void. I just couldn't even believe it because I've never loved a dog like I loved Lamb Chop. And this is not Lamb Chop, but I was surprised how it helped fill the void. Uh, so I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but
And the second poodle?
oh, that's Buddy. He's a bubba. He's 12 now. We've had him for a decade, and yeah. Do you have any other pets there, Lisa?
Uh, we have some fish. They winter over. And we have a lot of birds and bunnies, and probably won't get another dog for quite a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want it, didn't expect it, but I also was very surprised how helpful it was to my hurt heart.
Hmm.
But anyway, let's get back to it. Yeah, Macy May, and I think that actually we did have this gathering scheduled closer to your actual birthday, but when Macy May passed, we needed some space.
Needed a little
Uh,
space. Yeah.
Absolutely,
So a
absolutely.
little funny story about the photo on the back cover, which is Macy on my lap. I don't know if you could see that, but we're out on the water on a boat. She's wet, of course, because she had been swimming, but um, I wanted that as my author photos. I thought it went with the theme of the water, and I wanted to honor the dog. And when the galleys came to my house, they had some random picture that maybe they took off the I don't know where they got this picture, but so I wrote to them, and at this stage, I think I was communicating with robots, and I wrote this heartfelt thing about how the photo was important to me, and my dog had passed away, and I wanted to honor my dog with this photo on the book, and like 3 or 4 days later, I get back a new cover, and they had answered it, and it said something like, "Yes, good dog photo." Here, here is your new cover. It's like, oh dear. Okay, moving right along. Like,
So many opportunities to learn about ourselves. How wonderful.
uh,
Do you want to talk about the title for a moment?
sure, that's the title.
Well, I mean, it's just the ways I've known water, it made me actually think, boy, I talk about the water element all the time, and it just really had such a powerful landing in me. And I started talking to myself, okay, well, what ways have I known water? And it just really opened the door for quite some good conversation with myself. Mm,
Hmm.
it just how did what I guess you were with Macy May in the water and just I guess I want to know what how that popped into your mind.
Um, I think actually the poem was written a while ago, and I was just sitting by my window listening to rain. It was a driving rain, and like you, that question, what are the ways of known water? And I think sometimes, you know, we get called to, a subject calls us, sort of like pay attention to me now. There's something I'm trying to tell you. There's something you need to hear about me. It's go with this. What are the ways you've known water? And that poem is kind of a spill, if you will. Um, it covers a lot of time, and it moves kind of rapidly like water, and it has a lot of meaning in terms of resilience and being able to move with the challenges in life, and When you're choosing a title for a collection, it has to be sort of an umbrella, and all the poems need to fit beneath the umbrella, and that seemed to work well. Even though, truth be told, it's not my favorite poem in the collection. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it does read so fast and move so fast, and it's kind of I like a slower, more lyrical poem with more space. This one is, if you get to take a breath during it, you're lucky. But anyway,
Let's see if anybody has any questions or anything, any reflections on anything there.
I hope I didn't
Carol
ruin.
says, if you can choose one, what is your favorite poem in the book?
Um, there's there's one there's one I like a lot that is
And
probably
can you read it?
well.
And can you read it?
I'll read my true favorite, but my second favorite, which is a close runner-up, is Courtyard, which has been rejected a million times because obviously nobody likes it as much as I do. But I think I like it because it was a really beautiful moment for me and a beautiful memory of returning to the hospital a year after cancer treatment and sitting out in the patio, and it was spring and I was alive and it was beautiful and I was grateful, and it 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 just it was a wonderful moment. I'll read it, and then what the heck, because I never get the occasion to read it because it's called Courtyard. Magnolia blossoms float like sailboats in the wind, and I sit in the hospital courtyard under blue sky on a sunny day, a year after construction of the school building across Brookline Avenue, where I watched from my hospital window the harnessed steel workers in their orange vests and hard hats guide crane-held beams in place as they bounced along the building's bones. I was there for a few stories, and when night came on and the crane stood silent, the emptiness was a hallway I'd walk down in a blue gown, dragging an IV pole through artificial light. Now the finished building glistens in the sun by the playing field, and I'm no longer behind glass, staring out at soundless city lights and bruised night sky, my breathing drowned out by the sound of monitors and machines. I look back at myself hooked up in the bone marrow transplant room and imagine the person there now. All those on the oncology floor, the protracted days and strange nights when life felt so far away, yet how happily the magnolia blossoms fall and cover the patio with their beautiful confetti. That's kind of one of my favorites from the book. Mm-mm.
Did you have another one you wanted to read, or did you want to any kind of invitation or reflection or anything?
How are we doing for time? Where are we?
We're good. We're good. About a half an hour, about halfway through.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes, Patty.
Was that who was it that didn't want that in the book?
Well, the publisher of this book didn't object, but I had sent it out for a lot of consideration at a lot of publications, and it was wasn't well received. Let's just put it.
Was it more men than women, or more women than men, or no?
Don't know.
That's so beautiful.
Well, thank you. I should just send them all to you, Patty, and be done with it.
Me, like I send mine to you.
Yes. Well, we do that. We do send our work to each other. So,
Oh,
I'm kind of
okay.
blown away, and I, you know, that poem was really stunning, and one of the things that I've noticed with a few of mine, and granted, I don't send out like I should, and or could, and what I've noticed is anything that I send that has anything resembling the South, like magnolias. If I'm not sending it to Mississippi or Georgia, it's out.
hmm.
Yeah. It's because please don't take it out. That was, I mean, I used the word precious in a poem early on, and I had a gentleman who gets his poems published constantly, who I like. And he's like, please take out the word precious. I'm
Yeah.
like, so yeah.
Well, some of these things, it makes you kind of want to write a poem titled "Precious," and right,
Isn't that
Precious
right?
magnolia. Yeah.
right, perfect. There
There we
it is.
go.
I think that something like the Journal of Humanities and Medicine would want to publish something like that. 'Cause, they published one of my poems that was about a somebody who froze to death, and that's the kind of thing they might want to publish.
Hmm.
Try that direction.
Yeah, thank you.
That is a good idea too. I never get poof, there it is moments. I don't expect you to know what I'm doing wrong as I don't. Whoops, where did it go? But what are you doing that seems to be right for you? Do you understand that?
What am I doing that seems to be right for me is
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay attention to rejection. Um, I I have experienced a lot of it with my work, enough to really, go open a barber shop or something. I just try to really work hard to be true to myself and my poetry. And that's been really clarifying for me through all the years of rejection. I mean, this is my first book, and I've probably written five or six. And it's a chapbook. I have five or six full length collections. So um, I don't, I don't, I don't pay attention to it. Unfortunately, I don't depend on it for, you know, paying the rent. So
Stamina comes back in.
yeah, stamina and truth. What is my authentic purpose? And it's not to, uh, it's to keep doing this practice. And if it, well, let me, I had another one I wanted to read, and then I also wanted to get us writing, because I can only listen to myself so long, if you know what I mean here. Maybe I'll read. Maybe I'll read. I need a poem, wherever it is. Here it is. Since I have a cold once again, I need a poem to wrap its arms around my tired shoulders and pull me close. A poem that knows I've been up all night coughing, the medicine burning, and on my many trips in the dark to the bathroom, knows I tracked the flight status of my spouse's plane over Saudi Arabia and let the dog out again under piercing stars. A poem that interrupts incoming text messages with the pronouncement, I'm without answers, here alone, the Kleenex box by my side, and a work schedule ticking as anxiously as the Sunday 60 minutes clock. I need a poem like a deep breath, a poem that makes a good stew from roots and bones, one the dog didn't bury behind the shed beneath leaves and stones, one that suggests itself upwards like spring shoots, but less fleeting, by which I mean the trellis by the dogwood that holds pruned branches of the rosebush up, a poem that not only brings soup, but sits for a spell, butters warm bread, and feeds us as the sun lowers itself brilliantly beyond the horizon. So why don't we do a little writing together, and then I can hear from all of you. And I thought we could maybe try and lift each other up. Like, what lifts your spirits? I thought maybe we could write list poems of all the things that lift our spirits up. So just start naming them. And I don't know what the time is. We're right for 10 minutes.
Okay, that sounds super.
Yeah,
I think I'll go ahead and put that music on, and we'll meet back up here at right on the hour. Okay? So it's
awesome.
just making
Awesome.
a list, just list.
Just making a list. If you want to add some narrative, a little run of memory, a little string of music, whatever.
Okay. Be free with it, everybody. See you in 10. We have just about 2 minutes left. If we could wrap those last couple sentences up and come back to circle.
When I thought about this, I was going to say, where do we find hope? But I changed it to, what do we find to uplift ourselves in these times? Because I find that sharing that and being in a circle with other people looking for that and wanting to help others, um, it's a much more accurate way of putting that prompt. You know what we're doing for each other, is lifting each other up. I feel when we come to these groups, and thank you for always providing that opportunities. And Jen.
Thanks for supporting it, for sure. Yeah, it's interesting too, because my story. I mean, I sometimes I find myself saying, boy, it's hard. I have to really, sometimes I find a little bit of challenge, even finding hope, which is surprising, like, okay, of course I have hope. Don't be silly. You've got hope. Of course you do. But like sometimes, like, oh, sometimes there things are like, it's ridiculous. And what phrasing it like you just phrased it though, what uplifts me. Oh my gosh, it's so much brighter and there's so much more there that it actually definitely makes me feel even more hopeful.
Exactly. It was a
So
trick.
thank you.
It was a trick
It
all
was a
along.
trick. Who wants to share their trick? Anybody want to share what they got tricked into?
I will if I can read my handwriting.
Yes, please.
Okay. The glorious colors of sunrise after a difficult night, the rainbow that appears in the middle of a rain shower, the
Mhm.
bells of a baby's laughter, a call from a friend who has known me for 50 years, a text from my son reporting his latest adventure, learning from a patient that I have made a difference in her life, knowing that together my husband and I will find a way to turn a bad situation around.
Hmm. Nice. Nice. Thank you, Lisa.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Joe.
Okay. The joy bringer is the friend who turns up with chicken soup, the work finished early and fleeing the office coop, the glass of chilled rosé at the end of the long day, the laughter and giggles watching kittens at play, the snow's constant fall while at home with hot drinks, the novice skater standing after 3 laps of the rink, the ice cream van's melody any Sunday afternoon, the robin's endless love song under sultry summer moons, the cacophony of noise in the school's playground at break, the realization that you're right and it was their mistake, uncontrolled, unrestrained laughter, a sound I have enjoyed, not forgetting Wanderlust blues, Karma's cosmic Schadenfreude.
Thank you for that.
Beautiful.
Thank you for that.
Yep, there's so much there. You're right, and Jen. It's
Brenda Wild.
Hey. Uh, well, I wrote about taking the dog for a walk because we do that every day, no matter the weather. And I like really observing what I see. Um, Blackbirds conversing amongst themselves in the tops of bare trees. An old man sits outside. Sometimes he has his sleek black chickens in the front yard with him. The house with its yard decorated lavishly for each and every season. Skies blue or white or sunset colors. Our next door neighbors with their probably illegal vehicle repair and detailing shop in their driveway. The yard with its enormous plastic skeletons all year round. The nice, freshly remodeled homes with pleasing colors and walls of stone. The sign, be a good neighbor, please pick up after your dog. The handy dumpsters sprinkled throughout. The days with sun and no wind. The layers, gloves, hats, enough jackets and pairs of pants. The dog in his coat and boots. The man who walks 5 dogs all at once, 1 large, 4 small. The geese flying overhead, their loud honking calls, their graceful soaring, their orderly lines. Home again, and the dog runs in circles in our yard like he's welcoming us all back where we belong.
Thank you. Thank you. Wanda.
Trying to find a button. The surprise of greenness. A lawn that knocks me out of this desert into an imaginary pool of some distant world. The bright incandescence of cadmium orange, nasturtiums blooming excitedly in early February. How a hike over rocks broken to trip me, gazing at the unfathomable expanse of the wide blue sky. And how, as the path opens upon 10 to 20-story high rock monoliths, the stones invite me to stop, allow my back to rest against these wind and water shaped pillars where I've arrived.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very visual.
Yeah. Miss Patty Joy.
Okay. What makes my life lift? Smelling buttered popcorn and hearing it pop in the kitchen. Salted dark chocolate caramels after every meal. And my little dog sleeping next to me, reminding me that I'm not alone. Seeing the snow and feeling one below, knowing I am alive. Broadway, oh Broadway, every musical ever. Oliver, South Pacific, Hamilton, more than I can remember, more blue, what do they say, playbills than I can imagine. Haircuts and pedicures are delightful, you know. Oh, and spaghetti and lobster, spring mixed salad with blue cheese. And then to fix that hot, warm water in my sink and let the water run over my hands as I stand there and wash the dishes. To see the sun, morning light peep into my window and the sun set at night. And to meet with my circle of women every full moon to dance and sing and love one another. To sit down with paints and brushes, creating some kind of beauty, and to remember the nights I danced with silkies off the coast of Ireland. And the time I climbed in my bed to sleep once more as the moon shined in my window. Or shone in my window, shined in it. That's good English. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Judith.
Oh, great. Judith.
Yeah, I wasn't going to read because everything has been so beautiful. I was ashamed to read, but this might give you also an idea to zero in on one little snippet, one little moment. I don't have a title for it, but it's like Brenda, the birds give me a great deal of joy. And then they were there, dozens of them, starlings, hundreds maybe, descending on a leaf-bare locust tree, overflowing the snow-covered branches like shiny black-winged knights. The black beads of their bodies ascending again, just as swiftly as they had swooped down, as if a silent signal had sounded, and they knew it was time to move on. The murmuring sound of their wings whispering crisp air as they lifted off like a great dark undulating blanket, a magic carpet ride.
Beautiful, Judy.
Thank you, my teacher.
I love all the S sounds that you captured in that murmuration there of those Sterling's beautiful.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Margaret.
Moving my body to classical music, unknown pieces, my body follows as making sound visible. Breathing the cool, moist air in the forest, the rust brown of seeing the rust brown of rotting trees, brilliant green fern even in winter. Having my phone ring with a person on the other end. Sitting, pen in hand, waiting for how the poem might continue. Relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. Knowing my master is bringing forth innovative practices and making more and more people enlightened. The warm afternoon light that brings depth to the world. And when sadness feels like a warm blanket.
Very
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. Lisa, what I'd like to do is ask you if you have a final poem or any final words, and then I'd like to go around
Can
and
I
ask everybody how they're leaving. Yeah, Grace?
can I read mine?
Of course you can.
I had to okay. All right.
I didn't
I
see your hand if it was up. Sorry about that.
oh yeah, I just waved, but then I thought I better turn on the volume. um let's see. I kind of the tense, the past and future tenses, I got them a little bit mixed up or whatever here, but what I'm looking forward to is volunteering at the Opera House again this week after a routine kind of week, work, everyday mundane things. It becomes entertainment. This week, Zydeco music at its best. The bouncy sound will fill the hall. People will dance in their chairs, on their feet, cha-cha-cha. It's music of the South. Rhythms pound my cares away as I keep time, shifting on my feet, tapping my toes. The Opera House is a favorite place to be. I continue to volunteer there, a night out with fellow volunteers that I've known for about a decade. Bonus, volunteers see shows for free. Can't beat that.
That's great. That is great. Is there anyone else that I'm missing? I didn't want to miss anybody. Sometimes it's hard to see the hands. All right. Great. Yeah, Lisa, well, thank everybody for sharing, first of all. Being in community like this is definitely what lifts me up, no doubt about it. But Lisa, I wouldn't mind if you had a final poem to read and or any final words to share with everybody. And then I'd like to go around and ask everybody how you're leaving here today, or what are you leaving here with today, or what's setting in you, what are you taking with you? And if you don't want to be on camera or don't want me to ask you, just put the camera off and I will slide right past you.
All right,
But Lisa.
I'll read a new one. And it's called Late Walk. In the last light of New Year's Day, we name far-off hues. Blush, rosé, peach lavender gold. Leafless trees stenciling the sky. The wolf moon above it all. Remember that bright sky Sunday, skaters and hockey players, families ice fishing around campfires, dogs. Now deep indigo. Now we walk uphill by the frozen pond where a solo skater carves figure eights through the oncoming dark. There's something I long to name as solitary silence writes itself over my lifetime in invisible ink. Let me grasp how wood smoke took my soul by the collar and shook me from despair. Let me greet darkness as I would an old friend, sit beside the embers, each of us looking beyond the crackle to the quiet blue burning. And that's my poem of the day. So thank you all for your kind attention and for lifting me up. And
What a joy. What a joy it is to become friends with you.
oh, thank you. And with
Thank
you.
you.
And
It goes with everybody here. It's so, it's to me, it's just like, we go through life and you're like, I remember this time period when this sticks out, and this time period, and this time period. And I really think this virtual community, not just here, but all of them combined, where we see each other interlacing all over the place, is such a unique time with, well, just the friendship is so important. I think it gives us space to talk about half this stuff that we really can't easily find anywhere else in my mind anyway. Um, but yeah, I'd like to if we could go around and just say how you're leaving today, what are you leaving with today, or something resonating in your heart there. And if you don't want to be on screen or don't want to say it auto, you can put it in the chat, and we can read it from there. But not Lisa Breger, Lisa, Lisa P.
Feeling, what did I? I'm feeling hopeful and a new perspective on rejection.
That's good. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for much. Thanks so much for coming. Miss Brenda.
Hello, yes, thank you, Lisa and Zen and everybody. And I think this was a good reminder that it's such a blessing to be able to get outside, even this time of year when it's not necessarily comfortable. It's still beautiful. Thanks.
thank you.
Right on, sister. Patty Joy, how are you leaving here today?
Well, I'm leaving here feeling very joyful. I feel being in this community and then seeing people that I love and care about. Hi, Pat Pickett. She doesn't live far from me. And people that I love and coming together with other people. So people that I love other people, blah, blah, blah. It's been a really nice evening for me.
Thank you.
And
Thanks
I'm
for
so
contributing to that for sure.
water.
That's so funny. Thank you, Patty Joy. Grace, you're on mute, sweetheart.
Actually 51, 52 degrees in Nashville, but now we're going to start to see this temperature.
My microphone was covered up by a chat, so I couldn't click it. Yeah. I'm taking away feeling pretty good now. I enjoyed this. It's only my second or third time I think that I've joined some of you, and it's always been a positive thing. And I wanted to say to Lisa, I found in your poems, what struck me anyway was that you seem to find a positivity even in a tough or difficult situation. And that's what struck me most, I think, from most of your poems today. And I really like that. I really do. Especially like with the courtyard and that for example. So yeah.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you for picking up on that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Emily.
Hi there. Lisa, I just wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed your poems today. The one, The Courtyard, is
a very beautiful poem. And hello to everyone that I know, and now know. I think the biggest thing today for me was Zenjan, just when we started and you talked about softening, and being able to come into this place of real gift, and letting everything else go. In the meantime, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here too.
Oh, for sure.
Wonderful.
Really Friday morning.
Carol R.
Late Friday night, Saturday morning, a few flurries are possible, and then this moves on by. So
Carol Ryan.
weekend days, but still relatively.
Thank you both and all. And Lisa, it's always lovely to read your poems, but to hear you read them yourself is just is really lovely. And I echo what a lot of people have said about Courtyard. I thought it was stunning.
Thank you.
I think that we all were, that was rejected, but you know, one never knows what a publication is looking for. But I'm so glad you put it in the book. I'm so glad you read it for us today. And again, thank you, Zenjen, for all the great things that you host. And
What are you leaving here with?
yes, that's what I was just going to say. What I'm leaving here with is a feeling of upliftment.
Beautiful.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. The Ways I've Known Water is the title of the book. And Carol Lennox.
Lisa,
Hey, Carol.
it's so wonderful to hear you read your poems. I'm just leaving with feelings of warmth. We're in the South with snow and ice, and I haven't left the house in 4 days other than to walk outside in the freezing cold and shovel the driveway. And so I just feel warm listening to what uplifts everybody, hearing Lisa read her poems. So thank you.
Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Tammy.
Hey, I just want to say that both Lisa's poems and our conversation reminded me that the dark is often the place where growth happens. It's not comfortable, but there'll be blossoms at the end. There'll be spring.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Joe.
Hi. Firstly, Lisa, thank you very much. And can I add another vote of thanks for the Courtyard, because like everybody else, it means a lot.
Thank you.
From you guys, I'm separated by many a mile, and it's very isolating. And I haven't left the house since Thursday a week ago, so I've been in the house for a long time. So what I'm leading with is a thread of connection. There is hearing the commonality and the same things coming out of everybody's mouth, but differently, is just a great joy, the connection.
Thank you, Joe.
Always wonderful to see you. Judith.
Well, what is running through my mind is something that Thomas Merton said. He gave a talk to Buddhist monks and Hindu monks and Catholic monks, and he said, "We are all one. And what we must remember is what we already are." And I felt that very much today with all of you. And thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Zenjen. And thank you, everybody on the call today.
Thank you, Judith.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And Wanda.
Yeah, I feel renewed in a way. I came in awfully grouchy because I was trying to print something double-sided pages that don't, and with a printer that doesn't print double-sided pages. So it was anyway, and losing something, and yes, anyway, renewed. Yeah, I can't say enough about this community and you, Zenjen, and Lisa. You rock a cold. And your poems, they touch on such deep subjects, and yet Judith is right. They ground you when you're hearing them. So, all of that seemed to really, I mean, it knocked me into yesterday. I remember going to someplace new and remembering and realizing someone had flowers and a green lawn grass. So just don't have that here. It's a desert. So I wish you all 70 degrees that we have.
My God. Yes.
It's 70 degrees in my house.
It can be when we're 110. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Wanda. And we have two notes in the one of the people not on screen said, I feel held, feel in community, smiling, and it's not so scary to read. And Linda, oh, I didn't get Pat. Hold on one second, Pat. Linda, she had just had a knee replacement last week, and she said it was a good meeting everyone. Nice to feel more than just knee pain. So hope to see everybody next week. So, and Pat Pickett, thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. How are you leaving here today?
Lisa.
Hi,
And
Pat.
yes, I came late. I'm not going to go there, but you brought colors again. Thank you for the colors. And who was that? Wanda, 70. I'm 45 in my house. That's what I am. I haven't been out of this house since the storm started because the driveway's too long. It's 7 inches of ice, and nobody will take it away unless it's a medical emergency. It was supposed to rain today. I was praying for rain. It didn't rain yet. We're going to get 50 degrees, I think, Saturday, but that'll be 2 weeks I've been in. And I'm running out of cat food. I don't have cats. I have feral cats, but I'm afraid they're not going to. I feed all these animals that are out here. I'm out in the country, as you can imagine. And I came selfishly today. I wasn't good. I'm usually saying stuff and I wasn't, but Lisa's poems has given me some energy, and I've taken off my hood, even though it's cold in here. But yeah, thank you for your warmth. That's what I'm leaving with. And hopefully
Pat, I moved here from Alaska, so I understand the ice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's great meeting you all and being with
you. Good to see you.
Joe's in London. It's freezing where she's at.
Oh,
goodness.
Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. Lisa, we hope you had a good time. We wish you good health, longevity. But I do hope that your words continue to bless people, and may your words seep into people's ears that don't even know that they need it. And may you just continue to be uplifted and sharing your voice. And thank you for putting it on a page. And yeah, we hope you had a good time. Want to thank everybody for coming. Please do visit zenfulconversations.com. We're here every Tuesday and every Thursday with some kind of offering like this, and you are more than welcome. Lisa, thank you, my love.
yeah. Thank you, my dear, and I will see you next time. Thank you, everyone.
How can everybody get in touch with you? What's your contact information in case somebody wanted to get in touch with you?
You can email me. Should I put it in the chat?
Or okay, connect with me and I'll connect with you. I'll connect them to you if you don't want to put it out there publicly.
Oh, I don't. Here it is.
Because we are on podcast.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
There you go.
There it is.
All right.
What in the world?
Oh, there it is. Lisa was in the house. Thank you,
Thank
everyone. Bye. Stay safe.
Bye.
Stay well.
Love
Stay
you.
well.
Yeah,
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.